Welcome to Winning Wall Street's Money. Please take this moment now with helping me. Click here, subscribe. Next, click this bell. Next, ensure to click all. This helps you receive a notification when I posted my next videos. Next, click this thumbs up button after every time you watch my video. This pushes it up in the engagement ratings and means it will be suggested to more people, therefore is likely to get more views to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate that. I also have a Patreon page. Click show more. Scroll down. This link here, my Patreon, click on it. Select the membership. With this membership, you'll get access to all this information. Very good content. Saturday, June 12th, 10:22 a.m. New York time. You're here at the grids for the equity indexes. Each candle is a week. Let's see how the week performance. Start off with the SPX, Sierra Papa X-ray. That is the S&P 500 index. That's the cash symbol for the S&P 500. Made an all-time new high, breaking out of that consolidation. The trading range is real small. So see that red candle here? That's a huge trading range. See that yellow candle? That's a huge trading range. And see these green candles? Those are big trading ranges. This is a small trading range. Be very concerned when that occurs on top of a trend. The Nasdaq 100 closed above the high of last prior candle high, but it did not make an all-time high. So this equity index, which is part of the S&P 500, is weaker. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed red. It also did not make an all-time new high, so it's weaker. The Russell 2000 did take out the high of the prior week, but it did not take out the all-time high yet. Still in this consolidation as well too. And the Dow Transports made a lower high, trading away. Momentum's down away from the all-time high. The Dow Utilities did take out the high from the prior week. It's also in consolidation, but did not make an all-time high. The takeaway here is only one index made an all-time high. That's the S&P 500. So inside the S&P 500 is the Nasdaq 100, the Dow Jones 30, the Dow Transport, and the Dow Utility in the S&P 100. Those indexes are part of the S&P 500, where the Russell 2000 is its own. So again, the only one showing new highs is the S&P 500. So now let's look at the 11 sectors in the S&P 500, see if they're performing equal or better. We'll go in the weighted size of the index, meaning we'll do the ones that are the largest percentage of the S&P 500. The first one is XLK. That's the technology. That's roughly 20.8% of the S&P 500. We did make a higher high than the prior week. The momentum's to the upside, that we did not make an all-time high yet. Now, XLV, healthcare, 14.9% of the S&P 500. Just shy of making an all-time high. Still in consolidation. XLF, the financials, making 13.7% of the S&P 500. Well, instead of making an all-time new high, it sold off, took out that low of the prior weekly candle. You have big candle trading range selling off. Again, what was the prior candle? Real small. That real small candle up here that broke above the consolidation, this consolidation with big trading range, small. So does this look similar to the S&P 500? It should. Remember we saw the S&P 500 had a smaller trading range than prior, and this is similar. And then we can actually see what happens here. You had a reverse. That does not necessarily mean that's going to happen to the S&P 500. Just showing what it did happen on this stock ETF financials. But be concerned. XLY, consumer discretionary, makes up 10.2% of the S&P 500. It formed an inside candle. That means the high and low did not take out the prior candle. That means indecision. Look at this consolidation, breakdown, consolidation. Yeah, staircase pattern, lower low. Let's see if that continues. XLC, communication services, making up 9.9% of the S&P 500. All-time new high. Leadership. Look at leadership right there. Outstanding. It's a consolidation. Look at this from the beginning of the year. Breakout, consolidation, trending momentum to the upside, consolidation, breakout, consolidation, breakout to the upside, consolidation. Good example of a good trending momentum to the upside sector. Again, that's XLC, communication services. Are you invested in this? What about your single stocks? Are you invested in stocks? Are they equal or better than this sector? Are you invested in mutual funds? Are they performing equal or better than this? If not, why are you still in those? I just showed you leadership. XLI, industrials, makes up 9.7% of the S&P 500. It also sold off this week, taking out the low of the prior week. Yep, there's the all-time high, and we're still in a consolidation period. It's not trending. XLP, consumer staples, making up 6.7% of the S&P 500. Inside candle, indecision, with that prior week's all-time high. It's still in consolidation. XLE, energy, making up 6% of the S&P 500, made an all-time high and sold off and closed red. That's not good. You think energy is going to be the leadership to bring us continuously to new highs? XLU, utilities, making up 2.8% in the S&P 500. Here's the high for the year. And we're trending down into this tight consolidation. Yes, we made a higher high than that prior week, still in a tight consolidation. X-ray, Lima, Romeo, Echo, XLRE. This is the real estate sector for the S&P 500. It makes up 2.7% of the S&P 500. All-time new high. Strong momentum to the upside. Here we are at the beginning of the year. Consolidation from the end of last year to this year, breaking out to the upside. Consolidation, breaking out to the upside. Momentum to the upside here. Consolidation, breaking to the upside. Strong like bull. Good leadership. Outstanding. XLB, materials, sold off for the week, lower low, lower high than prior week. It's in consolidation. A lot of red up here. Might be smart money doing distribution. If you don't know what distribution means, check out my past videos. Even better, join my Patreon. You will learn these buzzwords and how to trade off them. So takeaway here is most of them, the S&P 500 sectors, are not making new highs. A lot of them closed red for the week. We have the one or two outstanding. X-ray Lima Charlie, all-time new high, and X-ray Lima Romeo Echo, all-time new high. So the prior grids I showed you in the S&P 5 and the equity indexes, we only had one all-time high. That was the S&P 500. And of all these sectors that are inside the S&P 500, we see what's bringing it to new highs. The X-ray Lima Charlie and X-ray Lima Romeo Echo. Everything else is either in consolidation or trending down. So less of them are making new highs. That's not good for that continuation for the upside. Let's look at the Faang stocks. What are the Faang stocks? The most widely traded stocks, Faang, F-A-A-N-G, Faang Plus, because I have more than just the Faang stocks in there. Most of these people know of. Apple, here we are, way off the high for the year. Yep, that's not leadership. Microsoft, we are not at the all-time high. We broke out of this consolidation for this week. Very good. I mentioned to my Patreon members, as well as you people that watch my YouTube videos for several months now, several weeks as well. Microsoft was doing good setup to trade long on the upside. Good job out of you. Took that trade. Very good. It's turned around very well. You had the opportunity to make money. Amazon too, I also mentioned. Look at that. We broke out of this consolidation to the upside. Outstanding. No, we're not at the all-time year high. Facebook also all-time new high. Google, yep, that was one of the ones I mentioned also. Strong like bull, all-time new high, outstanding. When I say I mentioned that, several of these FANG stocks I shared with you that I liked that were bullish setups to trade long. If they weren't taking profits already. Tesla, oh, wow, inside candle, indecision for the week. It's still an acceleration down here, way off the highs, struggling. November, Victor Delta Alpha, all-time new high, strong like bull. Look at that trend. Netflix, nope, made a lower low, lower high than the prior week, closed red for the week, way off the highs, almost near the low of the year. Yep, here's the low for the year. Here's the low for last year. And this is the low for this year. Wow, struggling. Bravo Alpha, also made a lower low, lower high than the prior week. Near the all-time low almost. So this is what happened 2 weeks ago. It gapped up, misleading people to buy into thinking it's leadership. No, it wasn't. Gapped up, closed that prior week. And then this week, everybody that bought the last week that didn't sell it 2 weeks ago, this week it sold off, made lower lows. Yeah. Look at this higher time frame and multiple time frames, confirmed the trend was down, but people bought this. Okay, good. Entertaining. Yep. So there's the takeaway. We just saw what leadership is. And let's just finish this, get a little idea what's going on with yields. When yields go higher, typically interest rates go higher. Well, we have the 30-year yield. Look at that. New low, broke below the consolidation. Outstanding. Excuse me. So 30-year yield lower, 30-year bonds would go higher to go inverse. Yep. Interest rates going back lower. The 10-year yield, look at this, also broke below this consolidation. And the 5-year, it's still an acceleration. Now let's look at their 30-year bond, which again trades inverse. When yields go lower, interest rates go lower, and bonds go higher. Here we got 30-year bond, broke out of this consolidation down here. I need to update this consolidation. Broke out of this consolidation to the upside. And the 10-year note also made a reverse, went higher. And the 5-year. So again, the takeaway, these lower yields put pressure on keeping the interest rates low, have the bonds and the notes go higher, and we already saw the stock markets hitting new highs. And we also saw the real estate sectors hitting new highs. Trade with caution. Thank you, as always, for spending just a little bit of your time with me. Let me know what you thought about this video. And please let me know what you want to see next. If you got value from this video, if this was helpful, then please consider sharing a small monetary donation to my channel. By going below and clicking on my PayPal link, you can leave a small tip. If you don't want to share financial support, no problem. Just click the like and subscribe.